Hey everyone, this week we're all about envelopes and I'm going to show you how to create this James Blake Retrograde synth sound on the ASM Hydrasynth. So this week we're all about envelopes. We've got 5 here, so definitely going to utilize all of them in the creation of this patch and just really get into some creative sound design. I was inspired by another video showing how to create all the sounds for that song by James Blake, Retrograde, and I'll leave a link up here somewhere. And while I can do that with plugins, none of the gear that I have will allow me to do that. So it wasn't until I got this bad boy that we can utilize all 5 envelopes to send them to different spots and to really get that crazy sort of dipping and diving sound that you hear on the record. So let's dive in. We're going to come along. We'll just choose an empty patch here. And first up, we're going to activate all the 3 oscillators. So just turn the volume up. So we'll head over to the mixer section. We've got oscillator 1, so let's turn oscillator 2 up and then oscillator 3. Now we've got very full sound, but not much character to it. It's just a bunch of saw waves going on. From there, we're just going to check each of the oscillators. So we'll go oscillator 1, we can see we've got a saw wave. There's no change to the pitch information. Same with saw 2. And then saw 3, we've got it down 12 semitones. So let's bring that up to 0 as well. One thing that we want to do with the sound is to really thicken it up. And for those of you that didn't see any of my other sound design videos, one super quick and easy way to do that is to just slightly detune the second and third oscillator. So let's go back to oscillator 2. And then you can see here we have semitones. So that's obviously going to be for the bigger volume, a bigger pitch adjustment, sorry. But we have the sense, so already you can hear it gets super rad. And then we'll go to oscillator 3 because we went minus 20. Oscillator 3 will go. And we'll increase it by 20. So there we go. We've got a nice sort of thick sound. A bit more character to it. So next up, we're going to start to send the envelopes to the different oscillators. But to really hear what's going on, we're going to go to the mixer section and we're going to turn down oscillator 2 and oscillator 3. So that just gives us the 1. We can see the envelope 1 and envelope 2 from this handy little diagram. Envelope 1 is going to the filter and envelope 2 is going to the amp. So let's use the next free envelope, which is envelope 3, and then we're going to send that to oscillator 1. A cool little trick with this matrix is if you click and hold and then press where you want it to go to, it saves you having to go into the mod matrix. And you can see already the mod matrix is illuminated, so it lets us know where we are. So we're going to go envelope 1 to pitch, and we're going to increase that all the way to 128. 128. Then from there, we want to change the envelope 3, sorry. So many envelopes. We'll go envelope 3, and then we're going to make sure that attack, sustain, and release is all set to 0. And then we're going to increase the decay until we get that effect that we're after. So let's. You can hear it starting to come in. So that's going to get us to the ballpark, 217. That's going to get us a nice like dip down. From there, let's go back to the mixer section. And we're going to turn down oscillator 1 and turn up oscillator 2. You can see we've got no effect on it there. And then we're going to, same thing we did for the third envelope and oscillator 1, we're going to do the fourth envelope and oscillator 2. So click and hold and send it over. You can see the mod matrix is open. You can see the first bit that we've got here with oscillator 1 and envelope 3. Now we've got envelope 4 and oscillator 2. Makes it super easy to see what's going on. But with this one, we're not going to increase to 128. We're going to decrease to 128. And this is going to make it so we have a pitch going down and a pitch going up. Kind of gets that nice effect that you hear on the record. So we'll go back over to envelope 4. And then we want to make sure that sustain is down. And then again, we're going to go to the decay and we're going to turn it up to 217. But you can hear with this one, it's rising instead of dipping down because of the change that we did in the mod matrix. We decreased it by 128 instead of increase it by 128. So, and if we come back to the mixer section, we turn up oscillator 1, you can see it's starting to get there. So let's turn down oscillator 1, oscillator 2, and let's increase oscillator 3. And then we're going to allocate envelope 5 to oscillator 3. You can see we've got it here, envelope 5, pitch. And then for this one, it's going to be a little bit different. We're not going to go the full amount. We kind of want it to be that halfway between. So let's go on and we'll go minus 62. And you can hear it doesn't make any adjustment to the sound yet until we go over to the envelope. We'll turn down sustain. And then we'll turn up decay to 2.4. 2.43. Now, if we come over to the mixer and we increase the volume on all of them, now as you can hear, we're pretty damn close already with the sound, but we want to shape it a little bit more. So let's head over, it's a little bit bright, so let's head over to the filter. And you can see we've got, cutoff is to full. We can use these handy little dials here. And then we want to add some resonance to add a little bit more bite. So we're going to go 38 on each of those. 38.2. Let's live large. But as you can hear, as we play it, it stays cut off the whole time. Now we're going to use another envelope 1 that's already assigned to the filter, and we're going to do it so the envelope will affect the filter, same as what we've done in the other videos. And we kind of go in and shape the sound a little bit more. So next with the envelope, we want to go and shape the sound. So we're going to use that envelope to open and close the filter. So for this, we're going to set the attack to about 7 seconds. Let's pull that back. 7:16. Let's go with that. Decay, we're going to keep at 0, sustain to full, and then release. We're going to get that to about 176. There we go. And as you can hear, when we play it, it still doesn't change it. So we need to adjust the filter and the envelope amount. So you can see it here, envelope 1 here, or we can use the amount here. So we're going to go with about 64. So keep increasing that. 64. And there we go. There you go. The actual sound is pretty close there. One last thing is you can hear the sound kind of dip down. And because this synth from ASM has polyphonic aftertouch, we're going to use that aftertouch to kind of just to dip one of the oscillators down. So let's head over to the mod matrix, and then we're going to go in and then let's find polyphonic aftertouch, and then let's set it to oscillator 3. And then the pitch amount, let's go with minus 40. 40.2, there we go. So now if we push exit, it means that we've saved that into that slot there in the mod matrix. Now if we play it, and then when I push down a little bit further, we get that third oscillator dipping down to kind of create that sort of pulling apart sort of sound. So the final thing, let's go and add a little bit of reverb since it has the onboard on the synth, and I think that will call it a day. So we'll come across, we're going to select reverb. Let's increase the dry wet just a little bit, we'll say 25%. We get that little tail off there. And that's about it. It was a little bit longer because there is a lot of modulation, but hopefully you got something out of it, and hopefully I've inspired you to create something today. Make sure you go and check out that other video from the other YouTube creator that covered all of this within a plugin. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and until next time, see you later.